I've got 10,000 subscribers. I've got 10,000 subscribers. Alright, I'll stop there. That's a bit lame, isn't it? But yes, I've got 10,000 subscribers on my channel, Best Day Ever MTB. Now, if you just happen to have stumbled on this video for the first one you've ever seen of me, you're thinking that's a bit lame. It's not 1 million subscribers. It's not even 100,000. It's only 10,000. For those long-suffering subscribers to my channel, you'll think it's a miracle. And I need to explain why. You see, I make mountain biking videos, and there's two types of people that make mountain biking videos. There are professional mountain bikers who've turned their hand to making videos. Then there are the video makers, photographers, who have a passion for mountain biking. However, in my case, I'm neither. I'm an average mountain biker at best, and I had zero filmmaking skills when I started this. And what's more, I think technology actually hates me. So how do I go from a guy who knows nothing about technology, can't make a video, is an average mountain biker, and have a channel with 10,000 subscribers, over 2 million views so far, and what's more, I've managed to increase the views per month to over 350,000. So if you want to find out those things and you want to find out why I did it, how I did it, well anyway, there probably won't be much mountain biking if any, but anyway, come join me. Okay, so I guess we should start with the why. Why did I start a YouTube channel? Well, it was pretty simple really. I went on holiday, me and the wife went to Italy, took a bike, thought I'd do some riding and I'd make videos, and I thought my friends would be fascinated with what I was doing. So that's what I did, and I made the videos and they were really bad. In fact, this little GoPro here, this was what I was using. It doesn't even have a number on it. I think it may even be the original GoPro. So, in fact, why don't I show you just how bad they were?
Well, it's the day after the downhill and I'm at the top, seeing if I can ride down the World Cup downhill track. Probably not a good idea, but we're going to see if we can do it anyway.
Okay, so the picture quality was terrible, it was shaky, the audio was awful, they weren't great videos. But 20 of my friends watched the first video I made. I got excited, so I made a second one, and I think 10 of them watched it. So it wasn't necessarily a great start. I didn't do a Danny McGaskill and suddenly got a million views and was a celebrity overnight. So that didn't happen. But anyway, that is why I started the channel. Okay, so the next thing is, well, I clearly must have got better, and I did. And I guess the question is, how did I get better? And this was a very slow process. One, I needed to buy better equipment. I think I bought the Hero 7 next, and that made a dramatic improvement to the videos overnight. I then looked at editing software. DaVinci Resolve is what I ended up going with, mostly because it was free and I'm a cheapskate. And over time, I bought new cameras. In fact, you can just see here, I'm just trying out a new microphone for the first time. I ended up having to, and I'm not saying you need to spend money, because a lot of people can do it, you know, even on an iPhone or something like that, and you can make pretty good videos. But I have progressively spent more and more money. I bought a drone, although I've not got a lot of use out of that, to be honest. Had to buy a fancy laptop so I could go from 1080 to 4K. Bought a camera that's filming us now, because GoPros are pretty rubbish at this sort of thing. So I've spent quite a bit of money. You don't, as I say, you don't have to spend money. The other thing I've done is I've spent a lot of time, even just looking through YouTube on how to film things, how to edit things, and literally every video I make, I try to make it just that little bit better. And so I hopefully, and you can let me know in the comments, hopefully the videos have got better. And for me, it's a kind of just a hobby. And so making the videos in themselves is actually almost more of a hobby now than actually the mountain biking in itself. The YouTube algorithm. Now, I think it's interesting. When I started making videos, as I say, they gradually got better and better. And I would watch other people's videos, and they had like 1,000 subscribers, and I had like 50. And I thought my videos were better than theirs. And I couldn't understand how I could make a video and it would get 25 views, and they would get 1,000 views on their video. And I just simply couldn't understand this. I do understand it now. Now the good news is that if you're making videos and you're thinking, I make better videos than Lance on Best Day Ever, I don't understand why he can just put out a video and it will instantaneously get 2,000 views no matter how bad it is, whereas I make a video and I get a couple of hundred views. And the reason is that it's the way YouTube works. You could spend 6 months on a video project, great audio, great video, lots of shots, lots of editing, and you could still only get a few hundred views. And the reason is that YouTube doesn't recognize your content as being popular because you've never made it before and you don't have a big audience. So you have to slowly create that audience. Now some people, as I say, like Danny McGaskill, makes one video, it goes viral and you instantaneously become a sensation. But even that's problematic because you make a viral video and then you've got to kind of follow that up, and that can be very hard to do. So I think in most cases, and this is kind of the story of my life, but it's just the hard slog. And initially it starts off really, really slowly. It did start to grow exponentially. So after 1 year, I think the channel had grown like 10 times. And then after the second year, it grew 10 times again. And so that got me excited. I kind of worked out that I would, within 3 or 4 years, I would be a multi-millionaire YouTuber. The downside was it did flatline, and so the last couple of years it has flatlined. I still get pretty much the same number of subscribers every month, although I will tell you how I've suddenly rapidly changed that. And likewise the views have been pretty stable as well. So yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be a rich person making YouTube. In fact, there's another thing that I get asked a lot, and people say, is this your job? Is this what you do for a living now? And it's not. I don't make a living out of this. I do make some money. We might talk about a little bit more about that in a second. But if the channel was 10 times bigger than it is now, I still wouldn't make a living. At 20 times, it's probably getting close to what I would call a proper wage. So yeah, it would have to be much, much larger. So for me, it's still a hobby. I'm kind of at the stage in my life that I don't have to work so hard for money, which is great. So I can devote a little bit of time to making these videos. But yeah, I still do have a job. Money. You're probably a bit disappointed finding out that I'm not making a fortune out of my 10,000 subscribers. But I've never done it for money, to be honest. In fact, I think the channel would need to be about 20 times larger for me to make a living. I could make more money out of it. In fact, YouTube sticks ads in the videos, and a 20-minute video would have about 5 or 6 ads, and I just think that's torture. So I cut them down to no more than 2 ads. Why don't I get rid of all the ads? Well, I don't know, I've heard different stories, but if you have no ads in it, then why does YouTube want to show your video? So I always figured there must be, if you put some ads in it, YouTube are more likely to show it. So anyway, that's why I do that. As I say, money is not my main motive for making videos. It never was. I never thought I was going to make any, so any money that I get is a little bit of a bonus. But there are other things that you do get out of making videos. One, I've got some sponsorship, and I probably should acknowledge them. Electrify New Zealand help with the KTM. I will point out that I did buy the bike, but they've helped me in loads of ways with repairs and parts and things on the bike. So they have been really, really great. Bike Lab in Te Rapa supply me with layout gear. Again, I should point out they have given me some really cool free stuff, and I also have bought stuff off them as well. So not everything I get from them is free, but we've had a long-term relationship going, and they are awesome people. Also, more recently, Magic Shine the Light, they want to work with me as well, and they've sent me some lights, and we've done a promo and a giveaway, and they want to do more stuff in the future. And even recently, you may have seen I got some Conti tyres from Van Dykes Bikes, so that's really, really nice. And so you get some free stuff. To me, it's nice getting free stuff, but even more importantly, to me, it says a lot when someone wants to, a professional person, a business, someone who's making a living doing this says, we like what you're doing, and he would like to give you some free stuff. So that is really cool. Red Bull. Am I a Red Bull sponsored athlete? Well, sort of. Not anymore, actually. Yes, Red Bull contacted me and said, we like what you do. we'd love to send you some cans. You can drink them, give them away, do what you like. We made some videos. In fact, I did one video, does Red Bull give you wings? And we did some jumps and we cased them all and we did a Red Bull and then we sent all over the jumps. So Red Bull liked that and they sent me, well, a seriously large amount of cans actually. And so I've been giving those away at events and things ever since. The guy who actually contacted me from Red Bull doesn't work for Red Bull anymore. In fact, I've got a funny feeling I probably got him the sack. He probably went for his annual performance review and they said, what did you do with all the Red Bull? And you say, well, I gave it to a 50-year-old bloke who rides an e-bike, and they probably sacked him. So I'm sorry about that. Now, this brings up an interesting point. Sponsorship. I contacted people in along the way. Sometimes a business that I really liked, and I said, would you be interested in doing some sort of relationship with me? And it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't think a single one of them ever acknowledged my email. It was kind of a bit embarrassing, really. You did a long-winded email explaining what you could offer them and hopefully what you'd like to get from them, and yet not even a reply on an email. So I've left it really for companies to contact me, and all those companies I mentioned, they contacted me and said, we love what you do. Would you love this? And so that's kind of been my policy from now on, is that if someone wants to sponsor me, I'll let them approach me rather than me make a fool of myself. So apart from a little bit of money and a little bit of sponsorship, why do I continue to keep doing the channel? Well, one, I enjoy making the videos, and I think if you're going to make videos, you really need to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, you just will not be able to stick at it. Certainly if you're doing it just for money, I guarantee you it won't work. The things I get out of it, and I get a lot of things, pretty much now when I go for a ride, someone recognizes me. And you go to some places and you get kids and they want to get a selfie with you. And to be honest, for a 50-year-old overweight bloke who's pretty average on a bike, that's quite good for your ego, to be honest, for people to come up and kids to actually think that you're cool. So I really like that. The other thing that I like to do is I like to travel and I like to go other places, and I'm kind of hoping to get around to doing that again. And what I'm hoping the channel does is that people who watch the channel, and the people who've already made offers, have said, well, if you come to us, we'll show you around, we'll take you riding. Because I've been riding around the world, I've been very lucky, but in some cases I've just ridden on my own, and it's always more fun riding with locals. So that's one of the reasons I've kept the channel up, is that I hope to make overseas videos, and I hope to ride with locals who are supporters of the channel or followers of the channel. So that's one of the main reasons that I keep up the channel and keep it going. Tips. Alright, I'll give you a few quick tips. One of my tips is not to make the videos too long, and that's the one I most struggle with, and this video is going to be too long as usual. But first thing, if you make a video that you like to watch. If you like it, someone else will like it as well. And if you make a video just for other people, you'll rapidly lose interest in the video and making the videos. I like videos that have a lot of information and commentary in them. So if I'm watching endless POV, even if it's a really, really good rider, I get bored very quickly. And if there's lots of cheesy music or really loud rock music over the top of it, I definitely don't watch it. Music's a really difficult one. You can't use most songs because of copyright. I have a subscription to a thing called MusicBed, and sometimes I decide I'll do a little slow-mo and I want to put a bit of music. It sometimes takes me longer to find some music than it did to make the whole video. It can be quite frustrating, and then you'll still get someone who said the music made their ears bleed. It was so bad. So music's a tricky one, but it can make a video really good if done well. Now, the other thing I always think is really important is be original. You'll see lots of people do things on YouTube and you think that's really cool and you could copy them, but don't. Try and think up of things that are just you, and that is the one thing that I actually think that my videos may have had some success, is that the one thing that cannot be copied, that someone cannot copy your video, is they cannot be you. And so I think if you're making a video, you should inject your personality into it, because that's the only thing that makes your videos unique, is your personality. So that's one thing that I've tried to do all the way along my videos, is to keep sticking my face in there and keep talking. You either love it or you hate it. You can't try and make a video that's going to appeal to everybody. And so my logic is, you either like me, you like what I do, or you can't stand me, but either way, I don't want to be vanilla. Now, I did say I was going to tell you how recently I managed to boost the channel. And it wasn't even my idea, actually, but the channel has gone from the most views I've ever had in a month is 80,000. And recently, I think the last I looked, it was about 350,000. And subscribers was, I normally get around 200 a month, and I think the last time I looked, it was well over 600 a month. And so the channel is now rapidly growing. And it's funny because I was going to, when I thought we'd do some sort of really cool big video for 10,000 subscribers, but in all honesty, I thought that this wouldn't come for another 6 months. But it's, in the last month, it's come so fast that I've ended up making kind of a rushed video for this 10,000 subscriber thing. So how did I do it? Simply making YouTube shorts, actually. I can't believe it that I thought they were a bit lame, to be honest, but I've literally, someone convinced me to make them. They're really easy to make because when you're making a 20-minute video, usually there's something that's kind of cool in there. You just cut out a couple of little wee sections, you turn them into portrait mode, and you've got some YouTube shorts. And yeah, already I've had, I think one of them's had well over 100,000 views, and there's other ones that have, really quite large. So YouTube Shorts is the way that I've grown the channel. You either love them or hate them, but as I say, it's certainly made the channel grow very quickly. Not quite sure what effect it's going to have long term, but in the short term, anyway, it's got me 10,000 subscribers. Alright, probably rabbited on too long, not sure if you learned anything, but anyway, I thought we could have a chat about, as I say, how I got to 10,000 subscribers. If you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed, well, probably this is the one not to subscribe on, because I'm not going to make this. I might make another one when I get to 100,000 subscribers. Is that possible? Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to carry on making videos for you. I would like it, though, if you want to put in the comments what you thought of this video, any information that you thought was useful, and we'll see you out on the trails.